the last race with rain is now going to get a hell of a lot better, because some of the fast guys could be at the back and have to fight their way through, and even on top of that it could be raining
it's supposed to be a dry
also.
race. Says it's supposed to be a dry race, but it might rain. I'm in third.
Oh yes, this is the problem that we're going to have now.
I'll just pull out of the way.
Yeah, we're going to have to get out of the way. So yeah, again, welcome along to everybody. It is the Dynamic Racing League here in the F1 division, a Sunday night race at China. We are all ready to go and about to get on the way. Guys, I don't think there's a formation lap, so just make sure we pull away to the sides to give everybody a clear chance to pull away
I really hope that wasn't me. I accidentally dropped my controller.
No rain.
We don't even know who is where, so we will have to wait and see when we get on.
It's Matlow Creations, Jism. I'm reading it the other way.
Yeah. It is a start, guys, so we have to get out of the way.
Drive-through penalty. You have a drive-through penalty.
Mallow got a jump start.
I moved out of the way.
As fast as possible. I also got a jump start.
Yeah, I've done it. So did I.
And it is Matt Lowe that leads the way on the super soft tyres.
Wow.
He's chosen super
surprised.
soft. Creations in second position.
Oh.
Goodness me. Pure Venoms in fourth place. Robbie E in
two cars
fifth.
have gone flying! Two cars have went flying! Into the barrier. Oh my god. That
it's Sam in it.
India and Toronto.
Oh
my god.
My goodness me. Sam in it and Mint Seeker. Oh, so they've made contact with each other. And it looks...
I recorded it from a broadcast angle.
Yeah, Sam's lost his wing,
Sam's
unfortunately. Mint Seeker... I don't think Mint Seeker has. No, he's got his car intact. So Sam comes out the worst. Unfortunately, that's two collisions in a row for Sam. Wrong place, wrong time. One Rupert on the medium tyres in the Ferrari in 12th position.
Oh, Creations is closing. Matt Lowe, he's going for it.
Shag 11th, Wayne Hammer 10th.
Yeah.
George Garton starts
a
in the Renault on a medium tyre, so obviously he's looking to go longer than the rest from where he was positioned on the grid. Mursey in 8th ahead of him. And a dive from one Luke down the inside of the hairpin. Oh, a little Mania is McLaren. They managed to get away safely.
Matt Lowe taking his drive through.
Matt Lowe, and that is really unfortunate for Matt because he started in pole and he could have been leading this race for more than one lap.
Gone. He was about 2 seconds.
Mint Seeker just went to the pits.
Oh, I wonder he's obviously gone in for either fresh tyres or for a fresh wing, but it didn't look like he had damage on his car. So we'll see what he does come in for.
Robbie and Venoms are fighting for third place.
No, just to change your tyres.
No, just a change of tyres is correct. So, new wing for Sam in the Force India. And he is probably going to have... Did he opt to put the medium tyres on? No, he didn't. It's still soft tyres for Force India. Creations takes the lead and is bolting away from second
Robbie's
position. And it is a Mercedes 1-2, which is nothing that we haven't been not too familiar with before.
Oh, Kush has got so much pace.
Venoms in the Williams. Kushmania all over the back of Robbie E's Red Bull.
Joe
Get a better
exit. Mursey, I think.
I can see him in the background on the mediums.
Oh, Mursey lost a little bit there.
So did Robbie.
Kushmania looks for the toe. The back of the Red Bull. There's no DRS yet. As of yet. And he's still going to get some kind of a toe here. He sticks the nose out to let Robbie know he's in there. Just to let Robbie see that McLaren in his mirrors. More so or not, it is just a tactic of an attempt to scare the driver in front to make a mistake. It looks like Kush got a better run out of the final turn, and he has, and he's passed the Red Bull.
Venom's is taken second.
Beautiful manoeuvre.
He's run wide.
He's going for it again.
And look at this, and Pure Venom's around the
Robbie's
outside of Jism, and he moves up into second position.
Gone.
And the Williams ahead of the Mercedes now.
Mosey's running outside of him.
And here comes one Luke, side by side with the Renault.
It's all going. jeez.
Oh, it was.
That was unfortunate, and it was George Garton. They rubbed wheels as they.
Doesn't look like he has any damage.
No,
Some
he
dirty
got away
tires.
with it.
Dead grass.
So
Have a look at
two
the front.
Force Indias.
Oh my god.
uh,
Racing has a 3.5 second lead.
and look at this. The McLaren on the left-hand side, down the inside, brakes hard, and there's contact. Oh, and that was Morsey in the McLaren. He really should have backed off. There was nowhere really to go. The Red Bull of Robbie was
Crucius
going to pull
closing
in there.
Chisholm for
DRS
third.
is available now.
And look at
Oh,
this.
Chisholm's
Here
got his
comes
DRS.
Wayne Hammer on the back of Morsey's McLaren now in the Renault. Is he going to make a move down the straight? Morsey picks
Oh,
up
they
the left.
collided.
Just a little love tap, but he's got the front move done.
Oh, nice one from Kush there.
Push up
He
into
needs to get past Venoms because Creations is gone.
Chisholm now
Luke
with
and Robbie are
DRS.
coming around the last corner together. Oh, Mersey's now coming on Luke.
On the
Oh, that's
outside.
nice. That's nice.
He's coming around the outside
around
of
the
turn
outside.
one.
Oh, they touch
he's forced him
wheels.
wide.
He's
Oh,
tapped him.
Where
He's
is
still
McLaren? He's looking to go down the inside. Luke's giving him the space. Who's got the better
They're still
exit?
side by
and
side.
who's got the better traction? It looks to be the McLaren
Looks
so
like
far. And Morsey is...
No, Luke's.
And he has. He's done it. He's made it stick, but he's locked up into the
What a
right-hander.
move.
Gets
Luke's
away,
on
and
the
Luke
grass.
just so far has to be going backwards. Down to
Push. He's just taking second for Venoms. Oh, and Venoms has just lost it to Chisholm.
Chisholm's gone in as well.
We got Mersey, then Luke, then Wayne, and then Shag, all battling for 7th place. They're all in a
And
row
George is
within
in 5th on mediums.
second altogether.
In
Look at this, give me the battle on the straight.
13th. Matt Lowe in 12th. One Rupert 11th. Must have a shag
Oh,
now.
Luke's closing Mersey onto the corner.
And here is Luke. He's going to make a
Oh,
move.
Shag's lost Elo.
He's got DRS. He
Chisholm.
pulls out to the right hand side. He's going to stick it down
Chisholm
the
and
inside.
Cushion locked up. Venoms in the back of him.
Oh, and there is Morsey locks up into the hairpin, but Luke
And George has
forces
got on
him
the inside
wide.
of Venoms.
It's all kicking off here. This is exactly what we were promoting in the first place. This wheel-to-wheel battle up and down the grid.
George is in 4th on mediums.
Oh, Chisholm's gone.
He's come back on the race.
Backed out of it, and looks like he has more composure and more grip in that Renault
and
than the
Luke's got
Mercedes does.
past
Yeah,
Mersey again.
I've just jumped that. Just jumped back to that battle. There's 2 battles going on the
Here
track.
comes George again around the outside of Chisholm. Is he going to make this one stick? Can he get better traction out of the turn? It looks like he can, and he's done it. He's made it
Mersey's
stick.
locked up big time.
And Chisholm
He got
has
away
gone
with it. Oh,
past.
he's-
Chisholm has been passed by George on the slower tyre, and he's already starting to close down Cush ahead of him. So George really on a charge, but while all this is going on, Creations is just romping away in the lead. And he is miles ahead so far. 5.6 seconds is the gap between first and second position.
Mersey's lost it. I think Wayne's going to get him before the DRS zone.
He's up the
Here
inside.
is
He's
Robbie.
locked up as well.
One
He's cut the
Luke,
corner off.
7.
But
Wayne
he's done
Hammer.
it.
Yeah, Shag now climbing all over the back of Moses McLaren in the Red Bull. What can Shag do down this straight?
Oh.
Is he going to get
surely
DRS?
that Red Bull.
Surely the Red Bull can get some kind of a tow.
Oh, the McLaren's
Mosey's got
Yeah,
Wayne
he's got
Hammer. Hard on the brake. Ooh, and it locks up
Huge lock.
severely. Very close to flat spotting those tyres in that McLaren. He's made the move stick on the Renault of Wayne Hammer. And up into 8th
George
position
and Chisholm
goes
are battling.
Mersey. Yeah, so
I was
we
just
will-
about to go back to that.
I've just seen what the gap was
Chisholm's
at the
tucked
front.
in right man.
Chisholm on the
5.8.
slower tyre, and here comes Pure Venoms again in the background. The Williams, he's looking to have more action, and George with an outstanding bit of pace in this Renault on the medium tyre, the slowest compound there is available, and he seems to be going forward at a rapid rate of knots.
Oh, Wayne's gonna make a move on Murzy. Oh, he's done
Luke.
it. Has he?
I think Luke's probably got a
Or has he
penalty
got it
that's got to
back?
come off.
Wayne touched the grass on the inside, gravel on the inside, and
Yeah.
lost it again.
Luke's got a
Shag's gonna
10
join the
second
battle.
penalty. Luke's got a 10-second penalty for corner guy.
Really?
Oh,
I
the
think that
Renault-
might be where he touched had his collision and then obviously went over the corner.
Murzy really
Oh,
trying his
yeah.
best to keep this Renault of Wayne Hammer behind him, but he's going to run out of time and he's going to run out of road soon, because here comes the Renault and he's going to have DRS very soon down this back straight, and he's close enough to make a move. He's tucked up right
Ben's
behind the back of this
closing Chisholm.
McLaren. Keep your eyes peeled as here comes Wayne Hammer. He's going to surely pull out to the right hand side. Murzy goes defensive, Wayne stays to the left. He surely should have the pace to take him around the outside down the hairpin, and he does.
He's already
Easily
into it.
done. And that McLaren is constantly locking up down into that hairpin, and if he's not careful, he really is going to damage these tyres. He's looking to fight back into the final corner, but Wayne Hammer's got him covered, and that's an easy
George.
manoeuvre.
George is all
Yeah,
over the
so I'm
back of
watching
Cush now.
And Venoms is slowly closing Chisholm.
But
So-
they're not dropping Chisholm or Venom, so
Lap 7,
Still there.
and we have really got some amount of battles on our hands here, up and down the grid. And the field is led away by Creations and Mercedes, who just seems to be
6.3 second
absolutely plain sailing here.
Yeah, well, he's not pulling a gap anymore, I've noticed.
6.3
That's
seconds is now the
slowly
gap.
stopped.
And
I know what this next section.
Cushmania,
is.
look how close George is behind this McLaren of Cush now. And I really can't
He's
understand
absolutely
where this
flying
Renault
on the
is
mediums.
getting this pace from on these medium tyres.
2 temps dropped.
Surely now, George is going to make a move down this back straight. These McLarens are going to be hampered by top speed. And can George get close enough in the slipstream to get a good run down the
Oh,
straight?
Shag's got past Morsey.
Here we go, and George goes to the right and just sails past the McLaren of Cush.
Morsey's going to have DRS shortly. Come back home.
That just looked all but too easy for the Renault driver.
The DRS is very, very powerful on this track.
Cush just looked totally helpless there on that straight. He's got DRS back now on George, but I don't think he's close enough to make a move. Into turn 1 we go. George covers off any gaps that would be there for Cush to make a move on.
It's going to be very interesting to catch Creations on the harder tyre.
Just wonder, is the harder tyre at the minute? Of course, George will be out longer
two
than
temps
Creations will be. So George will effectively take the lead at some stage.
Luke is closing down Robbie quickly for 6th position.
Murzy all over the back of Shag, but has Shag got past him? It must have been.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did get past him.
And Murzy is in the process of trying to claim that 10th position or 9th position back.
Super soft running.
He's
There's no one
not
on.
letting go of the back of this Red Bull of Shag.
There's only one car on super soft. Yeah, it's Matt. So no one will be pitting yet.
Shag actually looks like he's struggling a little bit for grip here. The McLaren all over the back of the Red Bull and not getting away from him at all. And if you can
George
stay
is
within
pulling
the
away from Cush and
slipstream.
starting to catch Creations.
Now can Murzy retake his 9th position here? He's tucked up right behind the back of Shag as they enter down the back straight now to cross the second DRS detection zone. And surely now Murzy is going to try something here if he can get close enough. I don't think he actually is close enough to make a move on Shag. He's going to go down the inside. Is he going to make it stick? Is he going to go later on the brakes? No, he opts to pull out of it and plays it safe instead. To Shag's
Yep,
delight.
George has closed the gap
He's
even
eating
more.
into his lead.
How? How is he doing that on medium tyres?
Murzy runs very wide in the last corner, and we have a migrating host.
Is that Luke?
It will be Luke. No, Shag.
Oh, it is Shag. Shag, it is.
What's happened? Is he just left randomly?
Is his car still on the grid? Yeah, his car's still going.
Luke very close to the back of
Yeah.
jump back to Shag to see what the story is with him.
Yeah, still going, his car's still going. So he can rejoin.
I'm just wondering now
He
when
lost a 10th.
yeah, when does Shag retake control of his car here, because it's still in ghost mode.
Whenever he starts spectating or try to join back anyway.
It says he's rejoined. And
There
there
you
he
go.
is. Now he takes control.
Oh, Luke's quite close this time. You think he's gonna get DRS?
Yeah, he's really close to
Is
Robbie. He's
tucking
going to
up
take.
right behind Robbie. The Force India going to
Look
be
at
a
that
very,
straight line
very.
speed.
Oh,
Oh, I think he braked out of it.
yeah, he's backed out of that one. Carrying out a lot more speed than that Red Bull is, and you can bet your life that anytime soon this Force India is going to make another move on the Red Bull ahead of Robbie. DRS yet again across the start finish line. Robbie covers any predicament off and nowhere to go for one loop, but Robbie's running a little wide. Is Luke going to try and stick it down the inside? Robbie is closing him off very, very carefully indeed. And Luke backs off for the undercut into the following corner, but he can't make it stick either. So his best bet is just to ride with this Red Bull as close as possible to see if he can make
George
a
has
move.
lost a little bit of time again.
Oh, and down the inside. Luke's got it wrong, and he's had to back out.
He's gained some time actually now. Dropped to 6.4.
Luke nearly taking both cars out there. There's a gap, and then Robbie just closed it off.
1,000, that's all he gained.
Pure Venoms now all over the back of Jism here.
The battle I'm watching.
Don't think Jism is going to be under threat this time around. Gap between him and Venoms down the back straight just doesn't seem to be close enough for Venoms to make any kind of a
Shaggy take 4.
effective move, and nope, nowhere to go. But yeah, as you said, Penguin, the cars in front not pulling away as fast as I thought they would be.
Yeah, there's still quite a small gap for the top 5.
Yeah.
10
George's
seconds in first.
George's
They are
charge
practically
looks
all
like
on the
it's
same time.
George's charge on the lead. It looks like it's come to a bit of a stalemate. He doesn't seem to be making any inroads on the leader so far, but at the same time, as you said, Penguin, he's not losing him either.
Luke just left.
Ooh.
He can join back again.
I think it was, yep.
Yeah, his car's still good.
So we obviously do have some kind of a glitch in this lobby.
Oh, George has gone wide. Oh.
He's
Hold
gained.
on to that.
Yeah.
Free,
Venoms is left. What?
he's gained 3 temps on George Creations. He can join again, his car's still going round.
Yeah, I wonder why Venoms is left though. I wonder if everyone's
I'm
just
more
struggling now with
interested in
connections.
Yes, it seems to be a very messy lobby tonight.
He's gone up 5 temps.
The F1 division.
Murzy and Shag again battling around the S's. Oh, Murzy's hit the grass.
Got a message from Pure Venoms, which I can't read unfortunately right now.
He might send me one soon. I'll think about it.
Luke has rejoined.
Luke's joined back.
And yeah, George now again losing a bit of
Rupert.
time to the leader. 6.4 seconds now the gap to Creations.
Minseeker and Rupert. Battle for 11th.
Now Pure Venom's still going around. I wonder will he get to rejoin. Robbie in 6th. Wayne Hammer in 7th position. Luke in 8th position. He will take control of his car. There he is, taking control of it right now as we speak. So he is in 8th, Shag in 9th. Murzy in 10th position. Hasn't been able to get back at Shag any stage in the last few laps since he was overtaken by the Red Bull. Still with him though.
Murzy and Shag are just stuck together.
Yeah. And Seeker in 11th position after that first lap collision with Sam in it. On Rupert in 12th position.
Stuck at like 6.2, 6.3 seconds.
And Matt
Venom's just messaged me saying he's done. He can't be bothered anymore now. I think something happened. He got disconnected or something.
You can join back. His car's still going around.
Yeah, I'll tell him that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think a few.
He said he got kicked.
I think a few precautionary measures are going to need to be made with the F1 lobby, and there obviously is a few with some dodgy internet connections, which is causing a little bit of unsettlement and instability in. Unfortunately, but, you can't always get them right. But, we will do our best.
But right now, the only battle is Murzy and Shag still.
They're just stuck
Yeah,
together.
the race gone into a little bit of a stalemate so far at the minute.
Luke lost a position because of that.
Oh, George runs wide into turn 1, and this is going to let Kush come back at him. George has corrected the car, but he's lost at least 2 seconds to.
Murzy's pitting. First the pitter.
So Murzy is the first in, right? And he comes. Oh, I wonder did he make
get
the?
slowed down?
Yeah, it didn't look like he did.
I'll tell you in a second.
Oh, it was a big lock-up.
I think he got away with it.
If he did get away with it, that was literally on the verge of not making it.
Yep, I think he got away with it just.
So perfect timing
Murzy
from
pitted
McLaren
for
driver
softs.
as he comes back out on
That's what we were
fresh,
looking at.
soft
Just seen him come into
tyres.
the pit.
And here is Sam in it now, battling with
Kush.
Rupert
Yeah,
on,
everybody come up.
George.
on the medium tyres, on the soft tyre. Rupert runs. Sam is going to look to make a move, and he does. The Ferrari literally, I think, let him through more than anything else. He didn't even bother trying to battle him. Shag up to 9th position. Luke back in control of his Force India in 8th place.
In his own world.
Wayne Hammer in 7th place in the Renault. And here is Robbie E looking to make a move on Venom's car, who hasn't returned, so I think that will happen sooner or later. Here Venom still is 5th. Chisholm in 4th. Okay. Kushmania trying to reel in the second Renault of George, and all the while this is going on, 7.7 seconds is the gap to the leader of Creations, who hasn't been bothered once in the 14 laps of this race.
Robbie just took 5th from Venom's AI car.
Yeah.
Yep, Creation's just controlling the race at the moment.
So an effortless 14 laps so far for Creations. I don't think he's been bothered once, challenged once, but that time.
George softs and super softs at the end now.
Yeah.
Because he's on the medium. He's doing a large stint.
George's going to have a bit of bother.
It seems to be he's pulling away again from Kush now. Gives him in a world of his own.
Yeah, Chisholm 4th position so far. I think he made the right choice to start on the same strategy as the rest of the field. It's put him well into contention for some good points, nearly a podium place if there was any complications ahead of him. But yeah, running well so far, and as you said, all out is lonesome, which is probably what he'd prefer, because I know it can be a little bit boring, but at least he has no risk of
Luke
contact or being taken out
and
on
Wayne
like that.
Hammer are close to each other.
Well, Luke
They're on
and
the
Wayne
AI
Hammer.
car as well.
Oh, and goes through the car as Wayne Hammer tries to pull away from Luke, who's trying to charge him down. And into the pits goes Wayne Hammer. what kind of strategy is Wayne Hammer going to run with? What are Renault planning here?
Someone else in the pits as well. That Chisholm in front.
I think it is the Mercedes leaving the pit lane.
Creations paid for mediums as well.
Yeah, it is medium tyres for the Renault driver of Wayne Hammer, and that is Chisholm leaving the pits on a fresh set of soft tyres. Yeah.
Strategies are starting to go all over the place again.
5th position. Ahead of him is Creations, who just gets out in front of Luke, and he got stuck between Robbie and one Luke, so sandwiched in between the cars. And on the medium tyres, as Beast has said, how quickly can he dispose of Robbie's Red Bull? This isn't a blue flag situation, this is fighting for position, so Robbie does not have to yield.
Waiting for the DRS.
I think Creations is just going to hang on here. He knows he has a good grip, he knows he has a good run and good pace in that Mercedes. Already you can see him backing off the back of that Red Bull. He's so close. Robbie goes so
Robbie
defensive.
lifted in the middle of the corner.
Yeah, so obviously he's struggling for grip. And
well, that's a bit defensive, he's on the right.
Just sails past
Pass me back, guys.
the Red Bull. And hard on the brakes into the hairpin, and I think everybody else now is starting to struggle for grip. 15 laps in, so these soft tyres will be coming near the end of their life. And again, Robbie opts to stay out, so Robbie not coming in, and I think that's Luke in the background.
Push his pin.
And it's
medium
Luke.
tyres.
Luke pits in the Force India.
Push has got medium tyres on.
So I wonder what will the strategy be from Force India's point of view. Is this going to be a medium run? It is medium. So everybody getting the long stint, slower tyre out of the way sooner
Nobody's
than later.
opting for that super soft.
I think everybody wants to wait until the very end, see if that super soft is needed. We spoke to Luke before the race, and he did inform us that Force India had got a strategy in place, and on the sly he did mention that they were going to run soft, medium, soft and then super soft. So obviously so far it looks like they're sticking to that strategy. Just wonder, will it play out?
Watching this gap between Creations and George.
Robbie up to 3rd position now.
Slowly coming down.
15.2 seconds now behind the leader of George, who is on the medium tyres since the start of the race. Now the question is, how long can George stay out compared to how long Creations stayed out on the soft tyre? Are Renault, and not long is the question, so as the answer to the question, he runs wide on the entry into the pits. That's going to cost him a second or two. But the question is, what I would like to know from Renault's point of view is, if only 1 lap extra is what he could get out of these medium tyres, why did Renault opt to start on the medium tyres in the first place? Because obviously George had
he didn't think he would get that far up.
George had a very, very good run at the start of the race, but I mean, if he had been on the soft tyres, then he obviously would have been challenging for the lead a lot sooner than he was.
Where's Kush?
As he comes back out.
Straight.
Yeah, in the 2nd position on a fresh set of soft tyres. Now, this is where it's going to get good. The tyre strategies have been reversed on both cars, and this is the answers that we're going to look to get now from the questions that we had previously. If the Renault was on the soft tyres, how quick can George be? And we are about to find out very soon. The leader retakes the front position on medium, slow compound tyres, followed by George on the yellow wall soft tyres in 2nd place. So how soon now can he reel in that Mercedes? And the question is now as well also is, how long can Creations get out of these medium tyres? Can he only get 1 lap extra than the soft tyres, or can he go a lot more? The cars are going to be lighter on fuel now, but still not by much. Obviously that clear track ahead, clean air, is going to help Creations with the preservation of these tyres. The gap, I think, 7 seconds between the leaders. It was a little under that, I think, before they did pit the last time. Quick rundown.
Closing gap.
Bush sits third. Gism in fourth place.
Oh, which took 4 attempts out of him.
Minseeker up to
Luke's
fifth
closing Wayne
position.
Hammer.
Wayne Hammer followed exactly by, as Penguin said, followed by Luke. Both cars on the same tyre strategy. Robbie in 8th place in the Red Bull. Venom's in 9th. Moorsey in 10th position so far.
Sam's just overtaken Shaq
One Rupert at
on the
11th.
straight.
Sam, yeah, as we just jumped to that, gets past the Red Bull. So Sam on the soft tyre, Shag also on the soft tyre. Matt Lowe, a lonely 14th position. He
Another
started the
2
race
tenths.
in first, yeah. So
Another 8 tenths.
Creations is being reeled in, so the pace that you can see difference-wise between these two cars is evident to see. The soft tyre at this point in time in the race is quicker than the medium. And George, along with his engineers and mechanics, seems to have that Renault beautifully set up for this track. Hasn't stepped a
Minseeker,
foot
Wayne Hammer
wrong.
and Luke. Close to track.
I think Luke might get the DRS this time.
It's too far behind there.
I think Minseeker is yet to pit, so
No.
He is, yeah.
Since his lap 1.
so it probably won't be long until he comes in.
Then we look at the gap in the front. It was 5.6. It is now 5.2.
So slowly but surely, George reeling in the leader in that Mercedes.
5
Should be-
seconds.
Shouldn't be long before there's a present challenge. And look at one Luke all over the back now of the Renault of Wayne Hammer, looking for a way through, trying to flash the nose of his Red Bull in the mirrors of the Renault. A
Force
wise
India.
head on wise shoulders. Huh?
Force India, you could hit a Red Bull.
Okay, my apologies. Yeah, wise head on wise shoulders
Luke's
from
right behind him.
yeah, Wayne Hammer. He's not going to be that easily. He's not going to be that easily scared off the track by one Luke, who seems to have an awful habit of, when he does get behind drivers, of taunting them by flashing the nose of his car wildly
there.
in their mirrors, so they can easily see what's coming behind them. But some of them do get panicky or are a little bit scared, and they take their eye off the prize, their eye off the track, and it ends up working out well for Luke. But this time, behind a driver like Wayne Hammer, he's not going to be so easily swayed to move out of the way. And Luke is going to have to work hard for it, as both drivers tried down the inside, and Wayne Hammer's gone very deep into the hairpin, and he had passed Minseeker up the inside, but both cars seen it coming as Minseeker pulls away after retaking his position, but it's let Luke easily through into 5th place. Wayne Hammer made his own mistake, unfortunately, and he's given an easy option for Luke to breeze past him and take 5th position. So now wait as Minseeker leaves the pits, and he has put on a fresh set of what I think might be medium white wall tyres, and they are indeed.
Oh, that was
And
close.
Sam in it, nearly cleaning out the front of that Toro Rosso. As
3.8 seconds.
Toro Rosso tried to calculate to
battle
get
for
back
10th.
out in front of the Force India, but they just managed to miss out on that opportunity. We jump back now, and there is Shag starting to gain on these two as well in the Red Bull. We'll take a quick jump back as Matt Lowe enters the pits in the pass in 14th position. What's it going to be for Matt?
Not
Probably
going
a
to be
set
long before
of
Creations and George battle.
Yeah, we'll get to that in 2 seconds. Probably going to be a medium set of tyres for Matt Lowe, and it is for the Haas driver. And there you can see just in the background
he's retired.
is the flash. Who?
Got a drive through penalty.
And Matt Lowe.
Oh,
I think he got a drive through penalty.
thought you were on about George retiring. I was a little bit worried.
Oh no.
One Luke now starting to ease away from the Force India of the Renault of Wayne Hammer. My apologies. So Luke obviously carrying the pace in that Force India to stay well ahead
2.8.
of Wayne Hammer. The gap, yeah, as Beast has just said, coming down very quickly indeed, and we soon will have probably the only, but definitely a brilliant battle on our hands as Mintseeker tries to make a move now on Salmonit down the inside up to turn 1 on the medium slower tyre, and he's made it stick. Sam's gone very wide, he's had to let him through, and he does so. Pulls in behind the back of the Toro Rosso again as Mintseeker makes his position and moves himself into the last remaining point. As that looked very easily done by Mintseeker, but well aware from both drivers. So we now jump to the front, and the gap now down to, correct, it is
2.6.
2.6 seconds, and it is dropping.
2 tenths.
So question is, how hard is George pushing this car to catch up with Creations?
It's very
And
hard.
It looked like it.
when he does catch him, is there going to be much grip left? And even if he does pass him,
When did he
it probably won't be long after that before he has to come back in for another pit stop.
He pitted lap 16. Well, George did, I mean.
No, it was in
Yeah,
the end.
and
Like
the following
13
lap
laps
was
out.
the lap of the lap before that was the lap of Creations. So yeah, effectively as it stands, Creations will have a lot longer to stay out on the track with his grip wise. And Robbie has
retired.
retired from the session, unfortunately. So
Oh, Sam's
did
coming
s-
back on Mintseeker.
Just retired.
we did say, unfortunately, at the start of the race that we would have DNFs, we would have DSQs. It does happen.
1.7.
1 to 2. But, that is Formula 1. One slight mistake, and it can all go pear-shaped, as I did find out for myself Friday night. To the amusement of
this
my
very section.
the amusement of my GP2 rivals, but I personally didn't find it too funny. But yeah, karma's a bitch, so what does go around will come around. Hopefully.
I hadn't thought about this, but Vemans could possibly finish with points even though he hasn't come back.
You
Yeah,
don't
I
count.
Don't think it'll be allowed to count because he didn't do it under his own
He's not
steam.
driving.
Yeah. I think if that's the case, we could all do
1.3.
that. And there
Yeah,
you
I'll
can
do that on
see the
Friday.
gap is evident. A flash of yellow in the background. As you can see, George now vastly on the hunt for the head of Creations in that Mercedes. And George looking for blood. He's on the quicker tyre, but his grip is going to be somewhat reduced compared to the grip of Creations' medium tyres.
Luke could still get a podium, really.
I believe
Still
him.
in 5th.
How
About 15
this-
seconds behind 3rd.
How is this going to play out, this battle? Will Creations make George's life terribly hard, or will he let him go knowing that he's going to get him back down the road, because obviously he's going to have a longer life in his medium wall tyres? So I just wonder, will he put up a fight at all and let
DRS.
George through to save himself for his own strategy and just attack him again later on in the race? Probably, if that was me, that's what I'd do. I'd probably try and hold up George for a lap or two to sabotage his stint and then let him through. But
It's too far behind.
and here is George having a look down the inside of the hairpin, but pulls back in behind the Mercedes again. He is going to bide his time, and he knows he has the pace to pass this Mercedes, so he's just going to wait for the right opportunity. Into the final corner we go, completing lap 23, crossing the DRS detection zone, and it is only one car that has DRS, and it is George, as he tucks up right behind the back of the Mercedes, but he just isn't quick enough or close enough to make any kind of manoeuvre. He's looking up the inside. Oh, the Mercedes runs a little wide. They're side by side into turn 2, around the outside now, and the Creations has the inside line as he tries to hold it as best he can. But he's run a little wide again, and the Renault is looking to get through, and does. And look at this, Creations coming right back at him again, but George having none of it. And a great drive from both pilots, side by side through that very turn 1, turn 2 tricky part of the track. But they managed to get out alive, and George now is the one that's going to have to defend against the Mercedes. He's going to have to break the detection, the DRS detection zone between these two cars. He needs more than a second to stay clear of that Mercedes, otherwise it's just going to be tit for tat. So far he doesn't look like he's broken it, so I'd say it's probably safe to say that the Mercedes is going to retake his lead at the end of this lap. If he's close enough, I think he just might be. Already you can see the Renault goes very defensive and back onto the racing lane again as he realises that Creations hasn't got enough of a toe to make a move on the Renault. Into the final corner, and Creations will have DRS again. Can he get closer to the George's Renault this time? A little bit closer, but probably still not enough. Now the question is, can George pull away? Has he got enough life in these tyres to make a gap, or has he destroyed the life of these tyres trying to catch up with Creations in the first place? Right, if you guys were George right now, what would be your plan of action?
I'm just watching an overtake me and Seeker on Morsey.
I would say possibly go on another set of the mediums if you can get the softs far enough.
And he's overtaking him.
And what, go to the end?
Yeah, but I don't think he can. I don't think he'll have enough life in them. So actually, if he can get them to like lap 31, 32, he could just put on another set of mediums.
I was talking about that. If he went on 16 and I was going to get about 14 laps out of softs, he would need to stretch out the second set of softs.
So far,
so
it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do that.
Option.
He's starting to gradually pull away and eke away a little bit of a gap between himself and the Mercedes driver of Creations, but nothing vastly drastic. I think they're already starting to approach a back marker, and it is a Ferrari, and it looks like it is Juan Rupert. Take a quick gander down through the grid. Third position, Cushmania in the McLaren. Fourth, Jism in the Mercedes, still having a very quiet but solid race for Mercedes. Some very valid and very good points for himself if he finishes in that position. Juan Luke now trying to hunt down the Mercedes driver, and not too far behind in the Force India. Fifth position for him. Sixth place, Wayne Hammer, who really did drop off the back of that Force India once he was passed, and hasn't had an answer since. In sixth place, the ever consistent Mr. Wayne Hammer. Seventh place is Venoms, but he isn't driving the car, so that's going to be a null void position. Seeker in 8th in the Toro Rosso, and he is being chased by Murzy, who is under a lot of pressure from Sam Innett in the Force India in 10th position, all over the rear wing now of this McLaren. Into the final corner we go. DRS will surely be activated for the Force India driver, and it is. Can he make a move up to turn 1? Has he got enough speed? Murzy goes defensive on the inside.
George is not dropping Creations either.
Oh, that was very, very close. A lock up from the McLaren driver. Sam going around the outside. He can't hold the position though, as Murzy is not giving it up that easy in the McLaren. And again Sam attacks. What can he do? Ooh. Sam now, I think, getting a little bit impatient with this McLaren. He knows he's got more speed. You can see him having to back off every time he gets close to the dirty air of that McLaren. Surely now he has the common sense just to tuck in behind the McLaren here for the DRS down the straight. And for the easy manoeuvre and the easy overtake. Will he make it stick though? Has he got the pace? Has he? And oh, the McLaren runs very wide, so that doesn't even have to happen.
Chisholm's just went to the pits.
We'll jump on board with Chisholm.
Super soft to the end.
See what he can do. No way, he won't make it to the end on super softs.
No, not it. No, actually mediums.
It is mediums, and I wonder, is this the last stop for the Mercedes driver?
First.
If he doesn't go to the end, he will get very, very close to the end.
He's probably going to go like 20 laps and then throw on a super
if that was me, yeah, a set of super softs at the very end just to fill the gap of what's left in the race. Seeker in 8th position, Sam in 9th, pitting. And in comes the pits is the McLaren driver, Morsey. Yep. What will be McLaren's strategy?
Super softs. First one.
Super soft, and that is a bit
it's the first
strange.
Might be running super soft to the end.
Shag and the Red Bull continuing on with his run on the medium compound tyres.
Marker in front of George.
Oh yeah, and that's one Rupert in the Ferrari, and he is going to be getting blue flags very soon if he hasn't already received them, and he is receiving them now. You can see the blue flag icon is flashing. He is going to have to get out of the way within the next few corners, otherwise he will face a penalty.
Says it's time for George to pit going into his dashboard.
Probably is time for him to pit.
On the bottom right, his pit's gone green.
He's been out on them soft tyres for quite a while, and there is Rupert now pulling over for George. He left it probably a little too late, but you can't always just jump out of the way when you're on different parts of the track. It also has to be safely done.
Minseeker just overtook Venom's AI.
Oh, yeah. George now is the leader, so where is Creations and what strategy is he now running with? So
Creations might be coming back on George now.
Oh, and the Ferrari again running very wide, trying to get out of the way, and that could have went horribly wrong if he lost any bit of traction in the grass there. He could have spun right out onto the track in front of the leader.
If George pits now, he's going to have to go for mediums.
Yeah. So obviously this is still the same set that Creations has been on, and he obviously has a lot more life left in them than the Renault of this man here on the soft tyres. Surely he's not going to have a lot long to go before he's going to need to change them. He's going to start falling off the cliff very soon and falling back into the clutches of Creations. Mercedes. Are Renault going to pull in their leader? No, they're not. Obviously, as Penguin said, they're going to try and eke this out as long as possible to throw on a set of mediums probably till the end. If that's what you're thinking is, Penguin.
Yeah, I still think he'll go on another set of mediums.
I think all of these might go on a set of super softs at the end.
Quick run down.
That's what happens well.
Creation versus George is the closest gap on the track.
Minseeker now up to 7th position in a very lonely place at the minute on the track. No cars ahead and no cars behind.
And considering he was in the pit on lap 1 and he's up to 7th.
Yeah, Chisholm now down to 6th, but as we said, there is other cars to pit. So, oh, and someone dives into the pits. In the background there. Just wonder who it is. Get on board.
Sam.
It is Sam, and he has put on
mediums.
About to find out. It is a set of mediums. I just wonder, I don't know, what do you think, Penguin? 29 laps out of 56.
Nah,
is that a little too early to go to the end?
27 laps is a big push.
Yeah. Mambo's tyres blew up on Friday after like 18 on the mediums.
So that's
Mines were at 80% after 23.
You don't want to push the tyres on this track. They are unforgiving. I know that unforgiving.
So, yeah, Force India asking a lot of their driver
George
to
is
go
still
for
out.
the end.
He can push this stint now and he can go on another set of softs and then...
Well, I think now, I don't know what you think, Penguin, but I think now Renault have now lined themselves up to be committed to
softs.
now. No, I think they've committed themselves to running on the medium tyre, but they also have to commit themselves to stay out until they can make this medium tyre fall into an optimal range here. And yeah, look, they can't afford the pit now. It's going to be too early, so they're going to have to commit themselves to eke out this stint as long as possible if they're going to want to make it work.
He could, if he pits lap 31 or 32, he could manage.
Yeah, he needs to get to about 32, yeah.
So they've committed themselves to now continue on until they can reach this pit window for it to work. Because if he pits now, all the work he would have done previous would be for nothing. Because he will get
coming
caught.
in 10 laps on the end on super softs is still dangerous because super softs wear off super fast.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
They were just gone. So I came in on lap 51. I flew to the end though. It's just depending on how long they can get these stints out.
Yeah, so...
I think George could manage because Creations isn't catching him at all, really. If anything, he might be losing a slight gap.
Juan Luke up to 4th position now in the Force India.
They're obviously going to have split strategies.
Cush in 3rd in the McLaren. There is Creations. And he is now only 3.9 seconds, I think. Not that far behind the Renault driver is the Mercedes.
Sam's got a stop-go penalty for exceeding track limits.
Yeah, actually, while you're on that, any major penalties for the drivers?
No, they're quite sensible.
Yeah, Luke's just gone into the pits.
If this strategy is the one that Force India did leak to us during the week, these should be soft tyres.
It is.
And they are soft tyres, so he is running this strategy: soft, medium, soft, and super soft. So this could be one to watch. I think, as you said, Penguin, he could have a very good chance of getting on the podium here if this plays out for him.
George, Creations and Cush don't even have a warning. There's all even Steven between the front three.
I was just thinking as well, this will help. What?
This track ain't as bad as penalties as 2015 was.
Shag in 11th position and just cannot seem to find any kind of rhythm at all here in China in that Red Bull.
George looks like he might be struggling. Still going though.
Yep, ever consistent as well. And there is your leader in the Renault. Continues on for lap 32. So what do you reckon, guys? The end of this lap or the lap after is when we should see the Renault into the pits?
Yeah, I would say at the end of this lap, because his tyres will be... if he only managed 16 on the mediums, I don't know how he's managed 16 on the softs.
He's still pushing nip and tuck, because even if he does stay out, he's got... if he's going for super softs at the end, he needs to string them out as well. No mean. Even Creations getting his tyres to like lap 45 would be a push. Lap did he hit?
It was just before George, wasn't it, or just after? It was just before, so lap 15.
Yeah, lap 15. Yeah, there's
17
no
laps in there.
He needs to get... he could probably go in now and put a set of softs. Well, not now, in a few laps. Ooh.
It was George still not gone in. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a dummy call by the Renault mechanics. They were on the edge of their seats. It looked like they were starting to emerge from the garage for a pit stop, but it ended up to be definitely a dummy call as they sat back down again. And I think they're just trying maybe to force or maybe scare Mercedes into some kind of an unwanted tactic. Whatever it is, it's going to be soon, because this Renault cannot continue much longer. These tyres on at an awful long time.
They're still gaining time
now.
on creations.
I just wonder how these engineers are going to work this out. Are they going to calculate it themselves, or are they going to go on the information being provided by their driver as a more accurate reading on these what these tyres are capable of? I mean, if they're getting feedback from their driver saying that he has no problems and that they're still increasing their gap, is there a reason to change it so soon, or would you let the tyres start to fall off the cliff before you change, or would you just commit yourself to the normal strategy?
It's strange. This is the one track I would let my tyres go as far as I
got
could,
DRS
no
on
matter
check now as well.
No matter how much time I lose, because I don't know, it just seems like the more pit stops you make, the worse it can be.
Yeah. Pit stop around here, just over, is it 25 seconds?
I think it's 23-ish.
Yeah.
So it's still going.
Not the longest pit stop, but definitely not the shortest, so it can cost you time if you have to come in too many times. And yeah, as Penguin said, the Renault still continuing around the track as we start lap 34.
If he keeps going, he's going to have a lot less shorter time on the super softs at the end.
As long as they don't push
Either
these
that, or you can just
tyres.
take mediums the whole way.
Might be doing that actually.
I think that's what they've lined themselves up
Oh,
for.
it's
This could be the only way that Renault can answer the Mercedes team, is by doing one less pit stop.
I think George will be just going for a one stop now.
If it is, you got to hand it to them, because it's, even if it doesn't work out, it's worth the attempt. It's worth the shout out to do.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really have much to lose because of how far back Kushmania is now, and he still has to pit.
I just wonder, is that
it's
what
worth
Renault
the
are
gamble
looking?
for first.
We're Renault looking at that bigger picture of
Yeah, but
covering,
both of these guys
completely
will be
covering
on
off
faster tyres.
Yeah, I just wonder if that was Renault's intention in the first place, was to completely cover off third place Kushmania, and then that way then they could just worry about their battle with the lead.
He is his title rival.
That way then they could see themselves battling with Creations, and whether or not they won the race, they're still first or second. It's not to be snubbed at. They just take the chance, but at least they have completely covered off third place. He's out again.
Wow.
What was it? I'll tell you his lap times.
Oh, that's Creations in. Wow, Creations is in early on those mediums. 20 laps he got out of them. I would have done
his Creations going for the undercut here.
It's still on 140s. Creations is doing.
He's going on the softs. He's going to be going for another pit stop.
The problem here, he's not going to go to the end on them tyres, and even if he is going to be seriously struggling hard.
So what does George
if he can make one stop work, he could win.
He has this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, this is.
No wonder the Creations crossed the white line there on the exit of that pit lane.
I'll let you know.
Looked like it did.
Nope.
Now, all eyes are on the leader. Was that Mercedes' answer to... Was this Mercedes' answer?
Minseeker and Luke. Battle's starting to commence again.
I just wonder, was that Mercedes trying to force Renault's hand to make a pit stop? Because at some stage now, he is going to have to react to Creation stop, otherwise he will get swamped very quickly indeed. I don't know what you think. What do you think, Penguin? Was that a forced attempt by Mercedes?
It possibly. I think it was. I don't think Creations would have normally pitted that early. I think he would normally
surely he would have had a lot more
tires.
life left on them medium tyres than he did.
It's going to be close though if George pits this lap.
And it's an answer that Renault have picked up on, and they have answered the They have answered the
He's
reactions.
smart, he'll go in mediums.
Yeah. This should be a
If he
medium
has any.
run.
Actually, depends what compound set he went for. If he went for a softer, balanced setup, he hasn't got an extra set of mediums. And it's the soft.
And it is only
So he's
soft,
gonna
so
have
you
to
could
pay
be
again.
right. He could be out of the medium tyre.
He will be if he's, unless he's gone harder.
And that's
And I think
Kushmania past him.
Creations is coming.
Is not taking the lead. So Kushmania still has the pit, which effectively will leave Renault in the best possible position. They will retake the lead once Kush comes in.
Luke's just overtaken Minseeker. There's a freeway battle before
So
going
I just wonder now, have Renault managed to get it right? They now control the lead of the race effectively and are both on the same strategy as the Mercedes driver of Creations, which means they should be fighting it out to the very end to give us a good battle.
I've got some bad news. I'm going to have to
Jism's
leave you.
spun!
Oh! Jism getting it
I'm
all
going to have to
wrong
leave yous.
and nearly wiped out the Force India of one Luke.
Oh,
Just managed to save himself. He did get a bit of a love tap, but it was nothing severe. And
guys, I will
Luke-
stay in the lobby, but I have to go.
Yeah, that's no problem, man. Thanks for your
I
help.
will speak to you later. That's alright.
Take it easy.
Bye.
That was very, very close there, Luke. Merely whiskers away from being cleaned out, and it wouldn't have been it wouldn't have been the best of situations for one Luke because he is running pretty high up. Beautiful overhead shot there as we enter into the back.
The push is still out. The battle for first is on.
Yeah, down the back straight we come with the Force India of one Luke.
Oh, George goes. Ooh, it's thought about going up the inside. Oh, he's still thinking about it. He's gone for it. He's done it.
Oh, nicely done with the leader on the Renault. And eager to get a gap between himself and Creations. And now Creations is going to have to make the same move on Kush if he wants to stay with George. This is going to heat up very, very intensely indeed. This is going to be a battle to the finish. And Creations just needs to be very, very careful here because Kush can cost him. Kush on the slower medium tyre. Where is Creations? Oh,
He's still there.
He is still there, and he's managed to
gone.
let him through. And that could have very nearly been very, very dangerous and ended up the wrong way. But Creations gets through, and not for the want to try, and he just doesn't want that Renault getting any way further away from him than he already is. Now, question is, which of these two drivers is the quickest on the soft tyre? Renault so far doing a good job with strategy,
What is Kush going to do?
and obviously
Stops to the end.
is Kush going to pit now?
No.
So obviously he's trying something different as well, that he needs to push himself further on.
He does have a huge gap to Luke in fourth.
Yeah.
Minseeker pitted on lap 1 and he's up in the 5th. Because of that
it's
incident with Sam.
Yeah, it's not a bad response from him. He's kept his head down since the start and hasn't given up. The race isn't over yet, but still in a very good position. Luke now is just starting to ease away from the Toro Rosso. And we'll run down to the field very quickly. Wayne Hammer in 7th position in the second Renault. Sam Innett in 8th place in the Force India. Venom still riding along in the Williams.
Shag's just picked up a stop rear penalty for exceeding track limits.
Horsey in 10th place in the McLaren on a super soft tyres, mind. Shag in the Red Bull 11th position on the medium.
It's definitely not.
12th place in the Ferrari.
Yeah, the penalties aren't as strict this year. I mean, they're strict, but not to the point where you get disqualified.
Yeah. The gap between the leaders, I think, now is coming down a little bit, if I'm not mistaken.
It was 2.4 or something the last time I checked. It does look like he's absolutely pushing. 2 attempts. Bush stayed out.
McLaren obviously opting to go on a soft run near the end.
Unless he tries to stay out and do a medium to the end. Because the other two have got a pit in front of him.
Yeah, quite possible. Probably would be a more sensible thing to do, because that way then he would eliminate himself from having to pit again.
But then again, he might have. He's only got one set of medium, depending on what he's picked. Funny how the medium tyre comes into play for once.
Yeah.
He might come out close to Luke at the moment as well. About 25, 26 seconds between them. Obviously Luke's got to pay again. I think everyone's pretty much got to pay again.
Right, so I wonder, is Creations making any inroads on the leader here?
Just see that George is coming up to pit Shag, and he's taking only a 10 out of him at the moment.
Wow. Blue flags again for the
Different
Red Bull driver, and is that the second time that Shag's been lapped?
Well, it would be the second time in this race, but the first time he's been lapped. If you get what I mean, lap for the first. Only one lap done.
So George puts himself clearly through that back marker, and
lost
has
the
the
temp.
gap again between himself and Creations.
Gained a 10th on Creations. Big Cush pit. Yep, Cush is pit. What tyres is he going to put on?
It just seems that
you know, I reckon he might go for a softs at the end, or 2 stints of super softs. I see Red Bull, yeah, 2 stints of super softs.
Super softs. I wonder, will this be a double stint of super softs here?
Well, you definitely can't get 16 laps out of a set of super softs, no matter who you are, unless you're going like 5 miles an hour.
So it will have to be 2 sets of super soft, 2 quick runs, and he probably
will be
end
very
up
fast because obviously the other 2 have got pit.
Yeah, he's probably going to thrash the life out of these tyres now. So expect some pretty quick laps from Cushmania.
It'll bring him closer to him because obviously the undercut. So and then they'll come out reasonably about the same time he goes on to his second set. It's all to play for at the front still.
Yeah.
$16 laps to go. So everyone's favourite part of the race, where all the strategies come together.
Lost a few drivers along the way.
When did he come out?
Had a few smashes, a few crashes.
32. I'm going to watch his gap.
Oh, Shag enters the
32.4.
pits, nearly losing the car on the way in. Shag having a race that he will probably want to forget very, very quickly.
2 stops at the moment.
And Shag puts on a set of mediums. That's going to take him to the end of the race. And will he get passed by Juan Rupert? And he does. Cushmania comes through as well at the same time to lap Shag. Close measure, so well timed by McLaren there. George now out in front still, but the gap is now, what's that, 2.5 seconds?
I'm watching the gap between them and Kush. She's not coming down.
2.2 seconds I think it is. If anybody is making the real inroads here, it is this.
He's taken 3 times out of him since the last time I saw. But look, he's on super softs, but he's not taking any time out of him. He's up on his Delta time, but he's got... There we go. He's taken 9 temps out of him, finally. Super softs are turned on now. He's going to start flying.
Yeah. The gap, I think, coming down between the 2 leaders. And I'm guessing that this McLaren of Cushmania will now be running on Mix 3 as well.
And Italy just got 2-1 down.
What?
The Macedonia.
Okay. Oh, very wide in the turn 1. Oh, just managed to hold it.
Where they are, so
42 laps now
They
into the
are.
56, and
Oh, he's down to 2 seconds. And Morsey's retired. Terminal damage.
on Luke in 4th, Inseeker 5th,
Yep.
Chisholm
Morsey's
6th,
terminal damage.
Rainhammer 7th, Salmon at 8th, 8th Venoms, Mustafa Shag is, where is the 10th position? That was obviously Morsey.
There's Morsey, he'll get a point again.
So Shag now into 9th
And
place
Rupert.
effectively because Venoms is in 9th and he's
Yeah,
not
Venom's
there, so
unhappy
Shag,
about that. You have to speak to him after.
and
1.9.
12th. Ooh, so the battle is starting to heat up. I just wonder now, when do you think these guys are going to be in for Super Softs, or will they run until the end?
They will not.
Who's going to blink?
But they'll get them to the end, but they'll be very slow.
Then what do? Do you dive in for Super Softs and try and close the gap? Or do you just continue on and mind your tyres best you can while you're holding a 20 plus second
It's a
gap
tough
and
one.
try and make it to
You
the end? Who
you
is going to
risk
be the
a
brave one to
puncture.
flinch? Yeah.
You risk going a puncher, or you stay out for the win, because obviously they got to catch up.
Now, if Creations was clever here,
It's
he
tough,
could force George's hand and
George.
go for the undercut, which is probably the only real way that he'll get a leap
But-
in front of the Renault again.
He'll lose, what, 20 seconds in the pit, and he'll have to catch him up if he doesn't pit again. Obviously he'll be slow at the end, but
Yeah.
it's hard to overtake a car, even though it's fairly easy on the pit straight. Crush has taken nearly 2 seconds out of him, but he's a net 10 seconds behind him at the moment.
Yeah. The real battle is really only between the top 2. And there you can see the flash of yellow
I do
as he goes
I do
around
think
the
they'll pit.
hairpin.
If you had the option to pit on the faster tyres at the end for the win,
I don't
you would
think that
probably
they're going
go
to
for
chance. Yeah, I just wonder, will Creations and Mercedes be clever enough to try and force the hand of the Renault team and go for the undercut?
it
If it
could.
was me, I probably would go for the undercut because he probably will
Yeah,
get back out
he
ahead.
should come out in front of him, yeah, because the undercut's overpowered. It's really tough. It's up to them on the track and the teams.
Even if Mercedes were thinking of the undercut, when would be the ideal time to make the call?
Well, they put it on what, lap 37 or something like that, didn't they?
Yeah.
So they can push these tyres to about lap 48 easily. Let me have a look. And they pit.
Well, stay tuned because it's about to heat up. It's going to be one of these guys here that's going to take the lead and take the win.
35 for George and 36 for...
Who is
35
gonna
for
yeah.
Creations and 36. Yeah, they're easily to like lap 48.
Who is going to flinch first though? That's the question.
Depends who wants to. But Creations is losing time now as well. Probably pushed too hard. Keep an eye on Crush as well. He's not eating into that lead at all.
No, everything seems to be stable at the minute.
He tried. Well, he's got nothing to lose anyway. He's in third.
Luke definitely on a good charge to complete his second race in a row.
Don't say nothing. You cursed him the last time.
4th position so far. It's very well done for Luke. Hats off to him. Hopefully he hasn't got the curse from the commentator, but it'd be nice to see him finish
Your fault if
again.
you don't finish. He's got no pen. Well, apart from that 10-second penalty he picked up, he's got no penalties.
I wonder what that was for, if that needs to be...
I think that might have been with that crash he had early in the race. Have a look. He got it on lap 3. But to be fair, I don't think there's hardly anyone near him on the track. Oh, he's pitting anyway, so he's going to be on... Ooh, if he pulls on super soft now, he's going to be commentator's cursed.
Oh, one Luke is in.
Don't be super... He's put super softs on.
It is.
11
he did
laps.
say,
Well, 12 laps.
He did say that this was a strategy that they were running. And they have stuck to it.
12 laps on a set of super softs. And he's got his teammate behind him around the outside. Stay tuned for Luke. Will he get those super softs to the end? Have a look at gap 2.9. They're still going as well. And he's just completely cut this last chicane.
Battle of Force India here. And so far it looks as if it's Luke that's on the faster tyre. Can he keep ahead and can he make positions from that pit stop? Is that going to trigger a chain reaction from the drivers ahead?
I think he was about like 25 seconds behind third place, so I wouldn't have thought so. It'll be fast for about 7 or 8 laps before the wear really kicks in. Kush should be coming towards that right now. He's only taken about 2.3 seconds out of the lead on a set of super softs. There's just practically nothing between the two tyres. Is Wayne Hammer pitting? Nope. There's still a lot of people out there on mediums. Shag's up into 10th now.
Shag should be up to
Net 9th. Yeah, 9th, obviously. Venom's AI car. 2.5, the gap's slowly coming down again.
To me, it looks as if anything's going to happen, it should be soon. If someone's going to flinch here and make a move.
Maybe another corner cut there.
Right, there is the gap between the two leaders.
Goes.
Still nobody pits. So
I think
I'd
still
say
might
we're going to
be
have a
few
limit
laps
of
too
probably
early.
what, one or two more laps before.
Well, I pitted on lap 51 and I flew to the end.
Right.
So
George has now put a
strategy's
gap
all up in the air.
between himself and creations by Sam Innit, who has now come out right behind the Renault driver on super soft tyres. Now this could be a problem for George, because that Force India now is going to be way quicker than him and he can unlap himself, and this could create problems for the leader. I wonder, will Sam sit behind the Renault or will he try to make a move and unlap himself? Hopefully for George's sake he sits behind him, but look at the pace he has and the grip he has. It doesn't look like he can sit behind for too long. He is just way quicker at the minute than that Renault, and you can see just exactly how fast he is.
One soft versus super soft, fresh super
There is
soft.
absolutely nothing wrong with unlapping yourself.
George is going to get
totally
a DRS now as
legit.
well.
And he could probably even unlap himself down this back straight here. There's nothing wrong with it. It's totally legit. He's well within his rights to unlap himself if he has got the pace to do so.
This could force George into a pit stop as well.
This is not good news for the Renault driver. He's under severe pressure from a car that has nothing got to even do with his race battle. But look at creations. Look at the gap. Creations is
2.5 still.
way behind.
Still 2.5. It is now 2.6. And Kush has only taken 2 attempts out of the lead.
Has this little push from Sam in it encouraged George to wake up a little bit and put the power down? But this can't be good for his tyre life. If they're opting to stay out.
They are coming on the verge of getting the super softs to the end on full power.
Yeah. I think it's going to be soon, that it's going to be now or never.
He's probably waiting to see what Creations does, and Luke picked up a 3-second penalty. Multiple warnings, exceeding track limits.
Sam in it is really plaguing the back of this Renault now.
You could overtake him and go make a gap because he's on the fastest
thing
side.
is, if he's planning on overtaking him, he should do it.
Oh no, he looks like he's going for it now.
If he's not planning on overtaking, he should have backed off, but he's planning on overtaking now. Down the straight, DRS wide open, and I think the best thing for George to do is just let him go. He obviously has the much quicker car.
What's Creations going to do?
No, the Renault stays out.
Creations is pen.
And there it is. This is going to be the hand force now. This is going to be the undercut.
It's obviously going to be super softs.
Mercedes were first to flinch. They were first to blink. Is this going to force the hand now of the Renault team?
Oh, he could go to the end, as we said earlier, but he'll be really slow and risk as a puncher. He has to pit in the next lap.
Yeah, if they are going to answer, it has to be the next lap.
Otherwise, he's going to come out in front of him.
Otherwise, he's going to have to commit himself to finishing the race on the tyres he's on. It's a very hard decision to make. If he can if he feels like he can get that car to the end, then by all means, it's worth the shot. And he's repassed the Force India again.
Have a look at his lap times.
And if George is planning to stay out, this is not the tactics that he needs to be using. He doesn't need to be battling a car that has absolutely no relevance to his fight and no relevance to his lead.
He's still 7:38. He's still got some pace. He's 24.5 ahead of Creation at the moment.
He might have the pace, but I wonder, does he have the grip?
I'm about to find out what the sector time is. 23.5. He's just taken nearly 9 times out, but he's going to have to pit.
Yeah, I think he's just taken, unless that was a belter of a lap to no, and that's it. I think there's your answer.
He's going for the fresher option then to the end. I know these tyres were very fast though.
Yeah, there is your answer. He's staying out, and I think now it's too late for him to react. Anything from now on will jeopardise his lead, so he's going to have to commit to staying out. But either Sam needs to really back off, or he just needs to overtake and pull away, because this is hampering George's lead. And as a back marker,
he just took 1.2 seconds out of him in one sector.
Who did?
Creations. I'm watching. It was 23.5 at the second sector. It's 22.3 now.
Well, judging by that calculation, if that continues, then he should be right on the back of George's car at the last lap.
Another 6 tenths in the first sector. I mean, it looks like George might actually stay out.
really on it.
He's still got Sam all over his backside.
Yeah. We said it was going to be a gamble. We said it was going to be a risk to take. Renault have obviously opted to take this risk. Whether or not now it's going to pay off, there's only one way to find out. But they've made their bed, so they're going to have to lay in it. Look at this. Wayne Hammer in the second Renault in 4th position.
He's in the medium tyres as well.
He's on the medium tyre. He's
got Luke
definitely
going
to the end. And Luke in hot pursuit now in the Force India, looking for his 4th position back on the super soft tyres. Can
I think
he
George is
catch
staying out
the Renault
to the end? He stayed out. I think he's going for the end.
Yeah.
So I think he's probably expecting.
They've definitely committed now.
Creations is going to have to close the gap down and hope he has an issue or something.
Yeah. So it's going to be a hunt till the end for the Mercedes
Another
driver.
9 temps.
You know what?
2.7.
I don't think he has it in him. I don't think he's got enough time left.
It depends how much his
at the pace of the Renault. I don't think Creations has an answer.
It depends how these soft tyres last in the last 5
if
laps.
These tyres
go
of
off
George
a cliff.
if they start falling off the cliff near the end, then maybe yes. But as it stands now, if he keeps this pace, then I don't think Creations has enough to answer him.
Oh, it's going to be a tasty battle.
And I
think Chris is still out.
Probably secretly say that right now George probably isn't feeling the best. He is probably as nervous as you can be. He's got a back marker hunting him down all over his rear wing. He's got Creations
is not
hunting him
the time
down
out of him as he was.
Yeah.
He's only taken 6/10 out of him in 2 sectors.
The thing is, Mercedes were probably trying to force Renault's hand, trying to look for the undercut.
I knew he was going to do it.
And he's in!
It's pitting on exactly the same lap as me.
Oh.
He's going to come out behind him, but he's going to have a lot fresher tyre. Oh, it's going to be close actually.
Now,
only 19.4.
Is this too late for Renault? Did they
leave
leave
the
this
much
too
fresher
late?
tyres. He's on the pitch straight now.
I think Renault might have left this too late.
Crossing the line now. Under the lights.
There goes Creations. He is through.
He's going to have to overtake him
lead.
to win this race. And
this is going to be a battle to the end. I wonder, has George left it too late? Maybe he should have pitted the lap before.
Yeah,
it's going to be a wheel-to-wheel battle to the end of this race to see who's going to take the win. And do you know what? Actually, he's actually not that far behind.
Yeah, because he stopped taking like massive chunks out of him. He only took like maybe a second out of him in the last lap. The tyres are going.
This is going to be really, really tantalising stuff to watch now as we approach the last 4 final laps of this Chinese Grand Prix.
And he's on 4 laps older, super soft, so he's got the advantage.
Everything now lies in favour of Georgia and his Renault.
A perfect experience. It was the exact lap I picked on.
Mercedes of Creations is going to be on 4 lap old tyres more than George's. He also is going to have to defend the faster car.
Luke versus Wayne Hammer.
Let's get on to that. And there is the Renault and the Force India. The Renault, unfortunately, is going to be the slower car with them medium tyres on, and Luke is really hunting down.
Both of them get their tyres to the end.
Yeah, Luke's gonna actually have a bit of a problem at the end of this race. Them super soft tyres have been on a while, and he still has 4 laps to go.
40 paired on, didn't he? He's got to get like.
He might be able to attack Wayne Hammer now, but if Wayne can stay with him, then Wayne might be able to get him back near the end of the race.
Oh God! Oh, he's at the back of him.
Look how close Luke is getting to the back of Wayne Hammer's Renault, and he's run wide.
Oh, he's run wide.
Oh, he's pushed a little too hard. He's going to have to start all over again to reel him in. And I wonder, was that a combination of being overzealous plus and a little bit of lack of grip?
And he's got a 3-second penalty as well. Oh, he's got what? He's got 13, but that 10 seconds off, he's got to come off.
Not only does Luke have to get past Wayne, he also has to get past and pull away by more than 3 seconds.
Tyres.
It's a little bit of an ask. Not impossible.
George
he's coming at him again.
George is under the 1 second barrier easily.
Oh, and
4 attempts behind him.
Really, really trying. Oh, we're on the outside. Can Wayne Hammer?
This is for the lead.
Shy gets out of the way beautifully.
Oh, he's defending. That's your one move. You can't move anymore.
We need to move again just to watch this quickly.
He's pulling away from him with DRS.
Oh, down the inside, harder on the brakes, into the
He's
hairpin.
going to run wide.
Oh, what's it going to be? Who's going to come out on top? This is really tight.
Yeah, Creation was pulling away from him even he had DRS.
George is going to have DRS again here. Both of them got
he's pulling
DRS
away
actually.
from him.
That's because he got DRS from the that he had DRS. That's why.
It might be because the engine wear as well.
Yeah, no, he had DRS from Venom's car.
You should have seen it on the straight as well. The straight without DRS. He was just pulling away from him.
Yeah, but it is quite possible as well at the same time that there could be engine wear. Now Luke again lining himself up to the back of this Renault. Here he comes. He's coming fast. He's coming hard. Down the left-hand side, and Wayne tried to defend. And a beautiful manoeuvre by one Luke, and an easy position up to 4th place again.
George picked up a 3-second penalty.
Now,
who's going to have to pass him and pull a gap?
Yeah, can Wayne Hammer come back at one Luke here? Down the main straight with DRS wide open. No, we can't. Now Luke just has to pull away by more than 3 seconds to secure his 4th position.
Here we go.
And we'll get back on board with the leaders. We now have only 2 laps to go. Kushmania sits pretty in 3rd place. I think that's pretty safe. Can George make a move down the inside? Harder on the brakes, down the inside. No, closed off by Creations again.
He's not close enough on the back straight to take him.
Around the final corner again, the DRS will be available, but can he get enough run? Have a good enough run down the straight to make a maneuver
to pull a 3
up
second
to turn
gap.
1. He just doesn't look like he has the pace on the fresher tyres. Now the thing is also as well though, with Creations battling this hard, will he lose grip in the last 2 laps compared to George's car? It looks to me just as George's car just looks that little more stable when going through the bends. George all over the back now of this Mercedes, and this is going to be a real fight to the finish. 2 laps to go here in China at the F1 division of the DRL racing division, and up the inside this time he's got the grip, he's got the pace, and easily done. And George cruised past Creations.
Can he put a 3 second gap on him?
Yeah,
in
this
1 lap.
He's got over a lap to go. As Beast has said, he needs to pull a gap of 3 seconds to secure his victory. And that move there just looked a little bit too easy for my liking. I just wonder, is that the start of the showing of Creation starting to lose grip in those super soft tyres? And already look how far away the Renault has pulled from Mercedes or Creations. I think maybe it's possible, Beast, that he's reached the cliff of those super soft tyres compared to George's.
5, 6, 7, 8 laps should be close.
Yeah.
Isn't dropping him though.
And this now.
They may have just picked up a penalty for that corner.
Is the last and final lap. As we cross the line, the gap is not 3 seconds.
Luke's not dropping Wayne Hammer either.
Oh.
So he's not gaining his 3 seconds. He's in DRS zone as well, Wayne Hammer.
So if Wayne can stay with Luke here, he will reclaim that podium position, or the 4th position I should say, sorry. And either way it does look like Luke is going to finish another race, and
it's only 8 attempts. I think Creations might win this race.
Brilliantly done. And the battle is still close between Creations and George. Creations really needs to hold on for dear life here, because the gap between them is what's going to win in the race.
It looks over a second.
What can George do?
He needs 1.8 in 1 sector.
Don't think it's possible.
Oh, he's gaining a lot on that corner though.
Yeah, Creations might have done enough here. That definitely is not 3 seconds. That's not 3 seconds of a gap.
It's got to be close to 2 seconds though. These last 2 corners are going to decide.
Creations might have just done enough here to hold on for the lead and hold on for the win.
I think George won wide.
This is going to be
Final
really
corner.
disheartening for the Renault team because they've worked so hard for this.
Oh, he might have just picked up a penalty for that corner. He did. He picked up a penalty in the last corner. He just threw away his race win. Creations.
Oh. So the win has gone to George
I was
then.
watching it. He took the same corner 3 laps in a row.
And look at this, Wayne Hammer. Oh my God. Where is one
Luke's got a puncture. He's got a puncture.
Oh, no way.
I think, unless they collided. Oh, they don't look like it.
That is absolutely... Oh, that is... really heartbreaking stuff there for one Luke. On the last lap, he was in a good position for at least 4th or 5th position. And now he definitely hasn't got a puncture because he's travelling really fast. So it must have been contact.
The lap before. He must have got a puncture. Or something. He did a 154 in the last lap. I don't know what happened. I missed it.
That is absolutely heartbreaking stuff for Luke there. He would have been well up the order there for points, but he's still going to finish the race. Unfortunately, it's down in 8th position rather than 4th
just behind
or
his
5th.
teammate. So George did win the race, Creation 2nd, Cushion 3rd.
And that was a one. George literally lost, or George literally won, and Creations literally lost that race on the last corner of the last lap. And there you have it, folks. Finally, we got underway. 3rd time lucky, and 56 brilliant laps.
My game just
of,
crashed.
56 brilliant laps of action there. And it went down to the wire at the very, very end. And we really hope that you've enjoyed it. Now we will just get the process of the interviews with the 3 podium finishers to wrap up the night. And just get the views of the drivers here.
Oh. Oh God.
We're just waiting for Mr. Creations. Yeah, no worries, buddy. Let's see if we can get Creations in. If you guys can just make sure your audio is included.
Yeah, mine's included, mate.
We just wait on Mr. Creations now.
Come on, Creation, what are you doing, mate?
Well, we'll give him a minute, but what we'll do is we will continue on with the interviews, and hopefully Creations will join us in the meantime. So for now, we just have 1st and 3rd position present, and I must say a massive congratulations to George, the winner of that Grand Prix. Nail-biting stuff from start to finish. Strategies went in and out the window. And it looked there for a minute near the end as if you were just going to continue on. It looked like a forced maneuver by Mercedes to push you into a reaction. But it didn't look like for a while like you were biting, George, and it looked as if you were going to continue on the soft tyres. But just near the end, you opted to come in. It left you in the pursuit of having to hunt down the leader of Creations, and unfortunately you'd picked up a 3-second penalty. Unfortunately for Creations, what you might not have known is up to the very last corner of that last lap, you were actually 2nd place because the gap between you was only 1.2 seconds.
On the last corner,
Creations had actually won the race, and he picked up a 3-second penalty at the last corner of the last lap.
I mean, I got my
That's
penalty
how
on lap
close
54
it was
when we were racing together, because there was a ghost car and we were going into the last corner, and I cut it a little bit just because I'd had a ghost car and sort of inside my car at the same time, so it's a bit off-putting. So
yeah, we noticed as well you made an absolutely blistering start and an unbelievable first stint on the medium tyres. Can you
Yeah.
explain to us how you managed to be so much quicker than the soft tyres on the other cars?
I don't know, to be honest with you, mate. I mean, medium wasn't what I wanted to start on. It was the wrong strategy. I wanted to start on softs, and it actually just put me on mediums. And then at the start of the race, I actually thought there was a formation lap, but because we'd obviously done the restart, there wasn't. So I started off slowly, and then about 3 or 4 people flew past me as well. I ended up going down from 6th to about 9th in the first corner, but those mediums are pretty good.
Yeah, it just looked like you were cutting through the pack as if they weren't even there, and it seemed to be at some stage that the medium tyre was actually the better one to be on.
Yeah, well, I knew that the first 2 qualifications we did, I knew that I had the pace, so, and to be put down in 6th place as well, I really was just going for it.
Yeah, well, congratulations, man. As I said, from start to finish, it was a fantastic battle to watch. Nail-biting stuff from the start to the end, and literally you took it all the way down to the wire, to the very last corner of the very last lap. So you couldn't have won it in any more stylish fashion than that. And I don't know. I don't even know if you knew what the situation was, if you had the race won or not.
No, I knew that I had a penalty, and I was just praying that he had one.
Yeah, I'm sure it was pretty nail biting for you till the very end, and I'm sure you're relieved to hear what you've just heard.
Well, I thought,
so congratulations.
I thought I had it won, and then he pitted, and I was like, oh my, I didn't think he was going to pit, and then the gap went from 27 to 19 within 2 laps. I was like, I've got to pit.
Well, congratulations, man. It worked out for you. The luck was on your side just at the very end there, and it was a well-deserved victory. So a nice 25 points for yourself to put onto the board, and we look forward to watching you again in Russia next week. So well done on that, George.
Thanks, mate.
Unfortunately, Creations hasn't joined us yet, so we will move on to our 3rd place podium finisher. Well done, Kush. Another great race for yourself. Unfortunately, at the start there, we were hoping maybe it was possible that you would do 3 in the row. You did previously win 2 races, 2 pole positions and 2 fastest laps, and we thought that you were going to do a hat-trick, but sadly the 3rd time around it wasn't to be. But still consistent as ever, 3rd place on the podium, and you just seemed to be running your own race most of the time. You were pretty quiet, not a lot of traffic or not a lot of battles, but you obviously kept your head down and picked up a handy 15 points for yourself. So if you have a few words in your own to let us know how that went for you.
Yeah, well, it was really annoying, the fact actually that we had to restart. Yeah, when I found out I was starting 12th, I was just like, right, damage limitation, you know, shout out to Callum, because he was telling me everything that was going on. He was watching your stream, yeah, I had a plan to maybe get 2nd off George, but that was only if I could keep him behind before he made his last, well, what was meant to be his last stop on the softs. But so I could go on the super softs and maybe catch him on that. But you know, George was on fire today, so well done to him. Really well done to him. But well, what happened on the first lap was actually my favourite bit of the race, actually, because it was the only action I had. But yeah, what happened? I started 12th. Had a really good start. Got ahead of George. I was like, yes, that's good. Went into turn 1. I was behind Luke. Then around that bit, went 12th to 6th in the first corner, and then I did Vemans round the outside, which I was pretty happy about, actually. And then yeah, and then just really boring race, just doing my own thing.
From 12th to 3rd place, man, it's nothing to be sniffed about. You kept your head down. Yeah, it might have been quiet, but you got the job done. And as I said, consistent. That's 3 podiums in a row for the new season. So it's not a bad start to the brand new season for yourself as a new driver to the league. And obviously you've made your mark already with a lot of points on the board. And definitely a force to be reckoned with for the rest of the season. But as you can see from today's race, you have some competition that's going to keep you on your toes now. And I'm sure everybody's going to be working hard to get back on top for Russia. So well done, man. Great 3rd place, and well done again to George. Unfortunately, Creations hasn't joined us, but we can't wait around all night. I'm sure whatever he would have had to say would have been nice anyway. unless he's a little bit annoyed that maybe he thought he had the win in the bag and realised what he'd done.
I think that might be the reason.
But nevertheless, I'm sure he'll be happy with second place. It's still better than nothing. And a great battle that was put on between himself and yourself. So thanks again, guys, and from ourselves here at DRL, I'm the Stig, and my co-commentator ibeastt, and previous commentator who had to leave was Penguin. Thanks for your help. From all of us here, we hope you enjoyed the battle and the great race that we eventually got underway in tonight's race. We will be back again next Friday night, and we will be in Russia for the GP2 race. Mustafa Shag will be the streamer, along with NTT Silver, so hopefully you can come back and join us then. From all of us here at DRL, we hope you've enjoyed tonight's race, and thank you for watching. And until next Friday night, good night and have a good evening.
Nice one, Stig.